Hello friends, good evening. How are you? Welcome to the Physics Wizard channel, and today in this series we are going to start the PYQ, chapter wise PYQ for the NET exam. The scheduled date for the NET exam is expected as 26th to 28th of December. We have hardly 40 to 45 days. In this short period of time we cannot complete the syllabus thoroughly. So we are going to revise PYQs. First we will revise all PYQs chapter subject wise, then we will revise full exam. Let's start with the mathematical physics. This is our first video and starting with the mathematical physics. First chapter is vector analysis. This portion mathematical physics portion covers up to 30 to 35 marks out of 200 in NET exam. So this is very important section, so understand it carefully. First question, let A and B two distinct three-dimensional vector. We have two vector A and B. The component of B is perpendicular to A. The component of B is perpendicular to A. What will be the right answer? For simplicity, we take here A as in x direction, AI cap, and B is any arbitrary angle theta. So if B is at an angle theta, then what will be the vertical component, or we can say here perpendicular component of theta? Perpendicular to A, this is the component which is perpendicular to A, and we can write it as B sine theta. So the answer will be B sine theta. B sine theta. And in what direction? J direction. But the answer is in A and B format, so we have to reduce this in A and B form. Let's find how we will start it here. As we have to find theta, sine theta, so we will first find A cross B. What it will be? AB sine theta k cap. Now we have B sine theta, but we require j cap also. Now to get j cap from k cap, how we can get j cap from k cap? By cross multiply with I cap, we will get j cap. So we will multiply it as A cross B cross A, because A is in I direction. So we get here is A square B sine theta k cross I. So here we get A cross B, both are vector quantity, cross A equals to A square B sine theta j cap. So to write here from B sine theta j cap will be A cross B cross A divided by A square. Now look for the answer. These are dot product, these are out, these are cross product. So we can see that it have a denominator A square, it has B square, it is out, it is the correct answer. We can see that numerator is not matching. Actually these are the same. If we write A in if we change the A from here to this side, we get 1 minus sign. A cross B cross A cross B, like this, upon A square. Now if we interchange these both, we get a extra negative sign and it will cancel this sign, and we get vector A cross B vector cross A vector divided by A square. So it is exactly matching the answer A. Now the next question is the equation of plane that is tangent to the surface at point this. Actually it is asking for the equation of plane, and this plane is tangent to a surface. Let we have a surface, this one, let's say it phi, x y z equals to 8. Now at a point, let's say point P, we have a plane that is tangential. Suppose this is a tangential plane. Tangential, what is the mean by tangential? It is perpendicular. In 10th class we read like it is a circle, and what is tangent? Tangent is always perpendicular. So it is asking for the equation of this plane. Let's say the equation is t. We denote equation by t. Now the equation of surface given to us is phi x y z equals to 8. To get a equation or a vector perpendicular to this surface, we have to find the gradient of phi. That is del phi. And what is del phi? Del by del x I cap plus del by del y, del by del y j cap plus del by del z k cap. And we can write phi as x y z minus 8. After calculating this, we get yz I cap plus xz j cap plus xy k cap. That is a perpendicular vector del phi. But we know that we have to find the vector at point P, and we know the coordinates of P, that is 1, 2 and 4. So we will calculate here del phi at P. Then what we will get? 8i plus 4j plus 2k. Now let's suppose, to visualize the condition, let's suppose this is the equation of this vector. This is perpendicular to this plane. Now take another point, suppose this is the point Q, take another point S. Now find the equation for the line P and S. Let's suppose the coordinate of S is x, y, z. So from simple mathematics we can calculate it as P and S equals to, equation of P and S equal to x minus 1 I cap plus y minus 2 j cap plus z minus 4 k cap. Now we can see that these two lines PS and PQ and PS both are perpendicular. So if these are perpendicular, they have to follow the rule that the dot product of any two perpendicular line is always be 0. So when we will find the dot product of PQ dot PS, we will get 8 x minus 1 plus 4 y minus 2 plus 2 z minus 4. So what we will get? 8x plus 4y plus 2z minus 24. So this is the required equation for the plane. Now we will look for the answer. We can see from the answer no one is matching, but why? Let's see. The answer what we get here is 8x plus 4y minus plus 2z minus 24. Then it means that the equation of this plane is 8x plus 4y plus 2z equals to 24. And we can see there that if we divide both sides by 2, we get 4x plus 2y plus z equals to 12. Actually this is the simplest form, and the equation of any plane is always in simplest form. So this is the answer. Now look for the answer. This is our right answer, B. Actually this is we have to write the equation always in simple form, like x y z equal to 8. We can write it as 2x y z equals to 16. This is also equation of same plane, but we have to write in simplest form. Now let's see the next question. A vector perpendicular to any vector lie in the plane defined by. Actually a plane is given to us. Suppose this is a plane and its equation is phi x plus y plus z equals to 5, and we have to find a vector which is perpendicular to any vector lie in this plane. Suppose these are the vectors and we have to find any vector. Suppose this is a vector perpendicular to this plane and perpendicular to all the vectors lie in this plane. Now in this question there is no any point given to us where we have to find this vector. We have to find a general vector which is perpendicular to all these points. Let us write the equation given to us first. Phi x plus y plus z equals to 5. To find the perpendicular, we always know that we have to find the gradient. That will be del upon del x I plus del upon del y z plus del upon del z k cap, and phi can be we can write phi as x plus y plus z minus phi. So the answer for this will be I cap plus j cap plus k cap. Simple. So this is the required equation. So we can see option C is matching with our answer. So this is very simple question. What we have to know, what we have to remember is only that the perpendicular for any surface is always this one. Next question, unit normal vector. This time it is asking for unit normal vector at this point, and the equation of surface is, actually this is the same question what we have solved earlier. The equation of ellipsoid is given as, it is asking a unit normal vector at a particular point. So first let's solve it quickly. Phi is given us, that will be, that is x square by a square plus y square by b square plus z square by c square equals to 1. So the perpendicular will be del phi, and it will be, this time we will directly write the answer. It will be 2x by a square plus, this is in I cap, 2y by b square j cap, 2z by c square k cap. So it is asking for the equation of a unit vector at this point. Suppose there is a point P at this point, then del phi at point P will be, we will write the coordinates of point P. These are a by root 3, b by root 3, c by root 3. After putting that, we get 2 by root 3 a I cap plus 2 by root 3 b j cap plus 2 by root 3 c k cap. We can take 2 by root 3 as common, 2 by root 3. Then what we get? 1 upon a I cap plus 1 upon b j cap plus 1 upon c k cap. This is the equation of perpendicular vector, but it is asking here for a unit vector, unit normal vector. Then how we can find the unit normal vector? Suppose this is a vector t. If we have vector t, then the unit normal vector is vector t divided by magnitude of vector t. So now we have vector t, right? We have to find the magnitude of vector t. Vector t was 2 by root 3, 1 by a I cap plus 1 by b j cap plus 1 by c k cap. Magnitude of this vector will be, if we have a vector a I cap plus b j cap plus c k cap, what is the magnitude of this vector? Under root a square plus b square plus c square. So it is common, it will remain as it is, because we have to square it and give a root, then it will come out as same. The quantity inside it, we can write it as 1 by a square plus 1 by b square plus 1 by c square. After solving this, we can write it as 2 by root 3 b square c square plus a square c square plus a square b square divided by a square b square c square. We can write it as 1 by 2. So it can come out of under root, it will become 2 by root 3 ABC, and let's call this quantity upside m. What is m? M is under root a square b square plus b square c square plus c square a square. Now this is t, and what was that? What was vector t? What was vector t? Here, when we will divide vector t by t form, let's see here, 2 by root 3 1 by a I cap plus 1 by b j cap plus 1 by c k cap divided by 2 by root 3 ABC m. So this will get cancelled out, 2 by root 3, 2 by root 3, and ABC will go upside, and when we multiply it inside, we will get vector, unit vector t will be BC I cap plus AC j cap plus AB k cap divided by m, that is under root a square b square plus a square c square plus b square c square. Now look for the answer. No one is matching here. Actually the numerator is matching, but denominator isn't. This is a typing error. This is the correct answer. Numerator is matching. Let's see the next question. A unit vector n xy plane is at an angle 120 degree with I, with respect to I. Suppose we have a angle, this is, and we have a unit vector n at a degree 120 degree, vector n. The angle between two vector, we have given two vector u and v, and angle between them is 60 degree, and we have to find the relation between a and b. So there are two ways. Actually, first write the vector u equals to a I cap plus b n cap, and vector v a n cap plus b I cap. Actually, there are two ways. Either we split the component of n in x and y direction like this, and this is 60 degree. We write here is n cos 60, n sin 60. And other ways is we will directly go for it as it is only a unit vector. So if it is a semester exam, go with this method. If it is a CSIR exam, do it as u dot v equals to uv cos theta. And what is cos theta? 60 degree given between u and v. So u and v, we can write u and v is a I cap plus b n cap, a n cap plus b I cap, and here magnitude of u and v, and what is cos 160? 1 by 2. Now we can write it as a square I dot n plus ab plus ab plus, because n dot n is also 1, plus b square n dot I cap equals to uv by 2. As we know that a dot b is always equal to b dot a, so these both are same. So we can write it as 2ab, these are 2ab plus a square plus b square, and we take here is n dot I cap and u and v by 2. Now we have two things to calculate here, n dot v and magnitude of n and u. So first we calculate n dot I. What will be n dot I? Magnitude of n is unit vector, remember it. I is also unit vector, and cos theta between n and I, that is 120 degree. These both are 1 and 1, and 120 degree we know that minus 1 by 2. So n dot I is minus 1 by 2. One thing we calculate here. Now uv. Actually magnitude of u, write it as magnitude of u is under root a square plus b square plus 2ab cos, and the angle between here I and n, what is 120 degree, and we calculated here 120 is minus 1. So we get here it is a square plus b square minus ab. If we find v, magnitude of u is under root a square plus b square minus ab, and if we find the magnitude of v, it will also be a square plus b square plus 2ab cos, angle between n and I, that is 120. So this is also the same, a square plus b square minus ab. When we multiply both these, we get a square plus b square minus ab. So now let's see what happened. We have this equation. Let's write it on another page. 2ab plus a square plus b square n dot I equals to uv by 2. Now 2ab, its value is minus 1 by 2, a square plus b square equals to, and this value is this, a square plus b square minus ab by 2. So for fast calculation we know this, here is 2 in denominator in all term except this one. So we write here 2 in multiply and 2 in divide. So 2 get cancelled from every term, and what we get 4ab minus a square minus b square equals to a square plus b square minus ab. So finally we get a square plus a square minus 5ab plus b square equal to 0. Now this is the quadratic equation. We can find the root for this quadratic equation. For this quadratic equation, very simply, a square, split it 5 in such, sorry, actually it is 2a square and 2b square. Split this 5 in such a way that their multiplication is 2 into 2 4 and sum is 5. How we can do that? 2a square minus 4ab minus ab plus 2b square equal to 0. 2a is common here, a minus 2b minus b is common here, a minus 2b equal to 0. So we get here 2a minus b and 2b minus a equal to 0. So either a equals to b by 2 will be the answer, or b equals to a by 2 will be the answer. Now look for the answer. B equals to root 3 by 2, a equals to 2a by root 3b. So this is the answer, matching. This option is matching with our answer, and a equals to b by 2 is not given here. This is also a correct answer. Let's see this question. This is very interesting concept. A vector a is given to us. This, let's write this vector a yz I cap plus zx j cap plus xy k cap. C is a circle of unit radius defined by z equals to 1 with a center on z axis. There is a circle on z axis. This is defined by z equals to 1. This doesn't bother us where it is lie. We have to find the value of this. Line integral of closed loop a dot d. Line integral of a of a closed loop. Let's see the method to solve this type of question. Actually, this is a special equation. When in any equation there is no x term in I cap direction, no y term in j cap direction, and no j term in k cap direction. Or we can say that in such type of arrangement, the curl is always 0. Curl is always 0. Curl, all of you know, I cap, j cap, k cap, del upon del x, del upon del y, del upon del z, yz, zx, xy. In this arrangement where the curl is 0, let's see, we solve it for I only. Del by del y, zx, del by del z, xy plus. When we will go for this, we will get x, and we will go for this, we will get x. So this is 0, and this is same for all three terms. So we get here is del cross a equals to 0. So if we get del cross a equal to 0 and we have to find a dot dl over a closed loop, then we know that from Stokes theorem we can write it as closed integration over surface dot ds. And we know that del cross a is 0. So we can write here is closed integration 0 ds. And the answer is 0. A dot dl. So the answer of our question is 0. This is our correct answer. We can also understand this in another way, like the curl of any force. When the curl of any force is 0, this is known as conservative force. What is known as conservative force? When we have to find the work done by any force, we write it as F dot dl and integrate it. So this is the work done. When we have to find the work done in a closed loop, so we write it as A. And we know that when we find the work done in a closed loop by any conservative force, then it is always be 0. Like we know that when we find the work done by electrostatic force in a closed loop, A to B, again B to A, it is always be 0 irrespective of path. So here we can write it as it is like a conservative force. So its line integral over a closed loop is always be 0. So we can write it directly as 0. No need to show this Stokes theorem. This is our last question, December 2013. This is the same equation given to us. and asking for the same thing, but this time the path is changed. C is along the parameter of rectangular area x equal to 0 to x equal to a and y equal to 0 to y equal to b. It is showing that this time we have to find the integral from x equal to 0 to a and b. These are the dimensions of rectangle, but it doesn't matter because we have to find the integral over a closed loop, and when we in this method we know that curl of a is 0. When curl is 0, it is a conservative force, and in conservative force the line integral of over a closed loop is always be 0. Doesn't matter what is the shape, it may be any shape, so the answer is 0. So these are the questions of vector analysis. Now we will meet in the next video of matrices.